Okay, this is an explanation to the questions in the function assignment for grade 10. So let's just get started. Here we go. We're supposed to graph this function y equals 2x minus 5. And the easiest thing to get started is to let x equal 0. 2 times 0 is 0. That means y is minus 5 is the point. This number in front of x is the gradient, so I know it's going uphill. Now I chose, you could put a 1 in here and you could get 1 and minus 3 and put a point and connect it. That's okay too. But I like going for the x-intercept as well. So I let y equal 0. I add 5 and then I divide by 2. So I get 5 over 2 right there. Well, that's that one. Let's take a look at this one over here. F of x equals minus x plus 2. Well, I know it's negative, so it must be going downhill. That's the gradient there, negative 1. I also know if I let x equal 0, y is 2, so there's a point. But if I let y equals 0, if I put a 0 there, I'd add x and I get x equals 2. Yeah, minus 2 plus 2 makes y 0. So the y-intercept is 2, the x-intercept is 2. Make sure you label the axes, make sure you label the function to get all the marks. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Now, this one is in standard form of a line when x and y is not to any power, but it's such a nice form for the x and y intercept, because if I let x equal 0, then that falls away, and you divide both sides by minus 4, and y is minus 3. If I let y equal 0, this falls away, and I divide both sides by 3, and 3 times 4 is 12. So 4 is the x-intercept when y is 0, and minus 3 is the y-intercept when x is equal to 0. Okay. Now this next function, hey, there's an x on the bottom, and you have to know when you've got an x on the bottom here and a y up top here, this is the form of a hyperbola. When that number's positive, it means the branches, the shape will be like this. You'll have 2 branches in a quadrant, the right-hand side and the bottom left. But the easiest thing to do with a hyperbola is put in this y equals this value here is called the horizontal asymptote. So you draw a line at y equals minus 4. You've got your x-axis and your y-axis, and you've got the shape right there. Well, that's pretty well the whole thing. You've almost got the whole thing. Now all you do to find what's called the x-intercept is you let y equals 0. Then you multiply everything by x to cancel here. You'll get 2x equals, sorry, the x's will cancel. If you have a 0 there and you multiply by x, you'll have a 2 minus 4x. Well, then you'd add 4x, and then you'd have 4x equals 2. I'm not writing all this out. You just sort of have to listen to it. Multiply by x, the x goes away, the x comes up here. Then you add 4x, you get 4x equals 2. And you want to find out what x is, so you divide by 4. 2 over 4 is a half. And that's your answer. The x-intercept is 1/2. Now you could go back and check this. 2 divided by something, 2 divided by a half. Well, a half goes into 2 4 times. 4 minus 4 makes y 0. When y is 0, that's the x-intercept. Okay, let's do the last function that we had here. G of x equals 2x squared minus 18. Well, you have to know this is a parabola. You have to know that it's happy because it's positive. So you put in happy. And you know if x is 0, the y-intercept is minus 18. The only tricky part is getting the x-intercepts, and it's not that tricky. You put a 0 there, and then you want to get x squared, so you divide everything by 2, and you'll get 0 equals x squared minus 9. Well, x squared minus 9 is really x plus 3 times x minus 3 in brackets. And we did a lot of those questions. So then x plus 3, x minus 3, there are 2 different solutions. Minus 3 will make this 0, and positive 3 will make it 0. When you're looking at the factored 2 brackets, you can see putting in 3 or minus 3 will make y 0. G of x is y. Okay, well, there's all your first lines all done.